We're recording.
Sweet.
Yeah. Hello everybody and welcome to another bonus edition of the Homewrecker Podcast. I am the Golden Greek Alex Arion, joined as always by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, amazing trophy wife, Monique.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Fantastic as always.
Woo.
Recording another bonus episode
Yes,
for everybody
we
here
are.
tonight.
Before we get into our
Tonight,
yes.
Yeah, tonight. Yeah.
Now, before we get into our topic at hand, I want to just mention the awesomeness of today.
All right.
So,
Please elaborate. What are you gonna say here? Because I'm not sure what you're talking about.
working from home,
Oh.
and what do I hear but our boys in the other room singing Skid Row all afternoon. It was just lovely.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
They listen to good tunes with Daddy.
Yeah, Mommy.
I'm just saying. Like when we drive around in the car, that's all we do. We listen to good, awesome, rockin' music.
Okay, I do too.
I know you do.
Goodness, make it sound like I listen to lame music. Thanks.
If that's how you took it, that's your problem. So, yes, you caught them singing some Skid Row songs.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I got some videos so we can cherish these memories.
Yes, pretty awesome. It's a normal occurrence here.
It is. It's normal, but it's just really cool. Just, our two older boys. Our little one isn't quite there to sing yet, but they're just in the living room.
But he loves the music. So.
He does, and
Yeah.
they were singing so many Skid Row songs. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Hearing a 5-year-old sing Monkey Business, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that. It's it was a proud moment when they first started doing this. I mean, today it was maybe the first time you've really listened to them doing this. But like I said, it's kind of a normal occurrence
I've heard them before,
for me.
but it was just so cool. They're all in the living room coloring, and they just broke out into song, and
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Yeah,
That's all. Just thought it was great.
hell yeah,
And
good
then
stuff.
we watched a movie today.
Yeah, so I left you with the task of finding us a great movie to watch,
I gave us options.
and you came up with this movie.
No, I said, "What's this movie?" And we watched the trailer, and I said, "How do you feel about it?" And you said, "Let's watch it." And I said, "Okay."
I'm gonna say that the trailer was the best part of the movie. Well, the best part, it wasn't really part of the movie, but the trailer had the best parts of the movie in it, so it sold me on watching the movie. But I'm not gonna lie, this movie was.
Here's the thing.
Well, how about we tell people what we're
Okay.
talking about first? That'd probably be a good idea. We're talking about this movie, talking about how I didn't like it, how the trailer was better than the movie, and we haven't even said what the movie is yet.
It's called Big Legend, and it's about Bigfoot. So of course I wanted to watch it.
Right. And the trailer shows all the best parts. Like I said, it basically, the synopsis is there's a guy who goes into the woods with his fiance. She becomes his fiance, proposes to her in the woods.
He's
on a camping
he was in
trip.
the military.
Yeah, he's like former special services. What the heck is special services?
Army Ranger.
Army Ranger. Special services.
Is he in customer service?
It's a new branch of the
military?
government. Special services. What the heck? Wow. Okay. I'm just gonna do this.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm just gonna hold my microphone now.
There you go.
So yes, and I'm not even gonna edit this off the audio because this is a special bonus episode. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
he's a
he's
special
in-
ranger.
Yes, but we find that out later.
Army
Oh my
Ranger.
God.
What is wrong with
I
you?
don't know.
I'm just gonna let you take
He's
over.
special. Just like you.
Man. Gosh.
His fiance gets taken by something, and he then sets out into the woods to find out the truth, to find out what's really going on.
Well, he spends like a year in a mental institution.
Okay,
right?
so we should probably say spoilers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Spoilers.
Spoilers, so watch
We're just
it
giving
first.
a synopsis. Quick, brief
I
synopsis.
know. Okay, it's So, yeah, he spends a year in a mental institution trying to come to grips with what happened. And then he gets out and he goes back into the woods. And while he's out there, he discovers that, yeah, there's something out there, but he doesn't really know what it is. He knows it's not a bear, though. And
Right.
it takes place in the Pacific Northwest.
Yes. So he's out in the woods, and yeah, obviously you already said it's not a bear, it's Bigfoot. You know, we think it's Bigfoot. I mean, that's
Allegedly.
kind of like what is implied, anyhow.
Yes. And he meets another guy who's a hunter, and they kind of help each other out. I thought, like, in the trailer, they showed all the action. So you're like, yeah, okay, this looks good. But it's such a slow build to get to that point. So they spent a lot of time showing the main character. His name's Tyler, is it Tyler Laird? Hold on.
Talk about the actor's name or the...
The character.
Okay.
Yeah, his name is Tyler.
Sure.
And his fiance, so them going out into the woods, setting up camp, taking pictures, him proposing, all this stuff. And I felt like it took too long to get to the next part, to get to the action. It was like, okay, I get the backstory, but we don't need that much. So his girlfriend gets.
I mean, they could have done that whole thing in
like a minute.
A minute and a half. Oh.
And it was only an hour and a half movie.
Yeah. But it felt so much longer. And I think it was just because of that. There's drag, these parts out. It's like, all right,
and
yeah.
He's in a mental institution, and he is getting released, I guess, after a year. But they never say if it was voluntary or not.
Right. It's never really said, why is this guy in a mental institution?
If they're approving him to leave, then obviously it seems like it was against his will. But at the same time, because I'm thinking, oh, was he pinned for like the murder of his fiance? And they found him.
No, they can't be.
I know, but what I'm saying
like
is this is what I was thinking.
Oh.
But if he went in and found him for a reason of insanity or something, I don't know. So like, why is he there that he needs somebody to release him if he didn't admit himself? I don't know.
Well, it's never talked about.
It's not.
It's never mentioned, so.
And then we meet his mom, Adrienne Barbeau, yes. Who we talked about in our 80s movie, part 2 episode, because she was in Swamp Thing and Creepshow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's in it, and that's his mom, and she gives him some advice, and he goes out into the woods and goes hunting for some Bigfoot.
Her advice: go find what happened.
You were always finding the truth. Go find the truth.
Go find the truth, yeah.
Go get yourself
Find what
killed.
happened.
Go on.
It's like, wow. Awesome. Really great.
Great advice, Mom.
Insightful.
I'd be like, go get all your Army Ranger friends.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Now, obviously, spoilers, everybody spoiled. The movie came out when, in 2018?
2018, yes.
Okay. It is available for free right now on Vudu. So if any of our listeners or viewers actually get Vudu, we have it on our Roku. We had it on our Apple TV as well. It's a free app you can put on there, and you can convert your DVDs or Blu-rays to digital. You can buy movies, but they have free stuff too.
Yes.
This is free on there. You just got to watch a couple of ads that get tossed in random points in the movie.
They have a lot of good movies, though.
Yeah, they put a lot of good stuff on there. So anyhow, that's where we discovered this masterpiece. And go watch it if you want. I mean, it's up to you. Or just listen to us.
Watch it.
Listen to
watch
me
it
crap
first.
all over it. But yeah, no, it was kind of one of those things. So everything from this point forward is going to be all spoilers, just so everybody knows. When he gets to that, the first part that I had a real big problem with was he's sleeping in his car. This is after he goes back to the forest, after he's out of mental institution.
No. So
no?
let's back it up a little bit.
I'm not going chronologically. I'm talking about my thoughts on the movie. We've given the synopsis. I mean, that's it. He loses his fiance.
Well, because his
out of a
stuff
mental
got stolen.
institution.
Bigfoot came by and took his camping gear.
Okay, great.
So go on. He's in his car.
So he's in his car. This is where I started to get a little upset. Well, actually right before this part. Because Bigfoot takes his backpack and he's filling up his canteen with water. He's out in the woods, obviously far from civilization. I presume it's got to be at least a day's hike wherever he's at. I don't know, because it's never really said or mentioned. Oh, that's right. It takes place in Mount St. Helens, the
Okay.
Mount St. Helens area, because of the volcano. Remember
Yes.
the trees are marked or something? Whatever. We'll get into that. So he's filling his canteen, and you see in the background Bigfoot or a shadowy big thing comes and takes something. We find out it's his backpack, it's his gear. And he drops his canteen, and he's got a rifle with him, so he's immediately looking for whatever was just there. And it's like, okay, you're going to get your canteen now?
He just starts walking.
He just starts walking away, doesn't get his canteen, I guess he doesn't need water, but
Apparently not.
okay. I guess in the Army Special Forces or Army Ranger, what was he again?
Army Ranger.
Why do I keep messing that up? I don't know why I keep messing that up. Anyway, as an Army Ranger, do they just teach them that they don't ever need to drink water or something?
You don't need hydration when you're on a mission.
I don't know. But he never got his canteen back. So, and it wasn't stolen. He just dropped it and walked away from it. Like, okay.
Maybe he picked it up, but they didn't show it.
I never saw him drinking from it again, did you?
No.
So anyhow, he goes off, and then he's in his car, and Bigfoot, or this big beast, starts smashing his windows, throws a log through the back window. Rocking the car.
Throws a tree through the back window.
Right. And he has a revolver with him, so he takes his revolver out, and he fires a shot or two. Was it one shot or two shots? I can't even remember.
I think it might have been two.
So he fires the shots just out the window. There's nothing in front of him that he can see. He just shoots. And then, 5-10 seconds later at the most, this dude just walks up to him and like sticks his head in the window where the shot just came from. It wasn't like one of those where time had elapsed. It was just shot like in real time. So this guy,
Eli. But I feel like they never even say his name.
That's the thing. I don't think
because he kept calling the main character Tyler. He kept calling him Chief.
Yeah, you kept calling him Chief. That was getting on my nerves a little bit too.
Chief.
All right, Chief. Hey, Chief. Like every 2 seconds. Okay, Chief. All right, enough.
And it's funny because that was in the trailer, and I'm like, oh, is he a police officer? Is he like the chief of police, and somebody knows him?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that wasn't the case. It was just a nickname that he felt he had to repeat every 3 seconds.
Because, hi, I'm so-and-so, what's your name? It doesn't work.
Yeah. And so, that was the first part. I'm like, why wouldn't he just pull the trigger? You just had this traumatic thing happen, and I don't care if you're Army Ranger, whatever. I don't care if you're a Green Beret, I don't care if you're a Navy SEAL. If you just had that happen to you, and you've got your gun pointed right at whatever, you're opening, your field of vision, you just shot at something, and then this dude just sticks his head like right into your window, and he didn't pull the trigger. I was like, okay.
Well, he's trained, so he probably knows like you don't pull the trigger until you have what you.
I guess, but having just gone through that experience, I don't know.
But you think the guy would have said hello, like something to let him know?
To let him know, exactly. To let him know, hey, hello, sir, are you okay? Anything. No, it was just pops his head in the window and goes, "Hey, how you doing? Did you have a problem here?"
Hey,
he said something stupid. I'm like, what is going on?
Having car trouble or something?
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. Like, okay, is this the time to insert comic relief into a movie? Because it didn't feel appropriate.
No.
Anyhow, not only that, but the guy is out there hunting. So this guy's a trained hunter. We're led to believe. This guy that just walks in, he just observed everything that happened to the car. He watched the creature.
He saw something.
He wouldn't say what, but he saw something. So he saw what happened. Obviously heard the gunshot, and then decided, I'm going to go and stick my head in where the gunshot just came from.
Okay. So we're beating a dead horse with this now, honey.
I'm sorry. That bothered the hell out of me. So I have to verbalize it.
Okay. Alrighty then. Moving on. So they go out, this guy has, the other hunter guy, Eli, has a campsite. They go to his campsite because Bigfoot ripped off the car door, threw a tree through his back window.
This guy's car's gone. It's done.
It's done. So they go back to the campsite. And The guy gives him a beer. They sit down, they have a beer, and then he's like, I gotta show you something. Now, one of the things that was hard for me in this movie was in the beginning when Tyler and his girlfriend are walking through the woods and there's like a sign on a tree, but it's kind of fallen. It was like no trespassing or something. It was really hard to see stuff. There were parts of the movies where they were showing things, but you couldn't make out what it was. So before you see Tyler walk by something, and there was something on a tree, and we were like, what is that?
Yeah.
We couldn't see what it was because...
It didn't really focus in on it for long enough, I feel. But, I mean, I guess I didn't have as big a problem with that because just the way the whole movie was shot.
No, I understand, but I was just saying,
but
it
was
hard to tell. So then finally, Eli the Hunter's like, oh, I want to show you something. And then he shows these things that are like all along the tree saying that
it's a marker,
like some kind of marker to
keep something in. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. But I was like, I wish they just would have shown it from
zoom in on it, or at least when he's explaining it, zoom in on it. Maybe
because it was still kind of hard to see.
Yeah, maybe have the character stand next to it as he's like pointing at it and explaining it as something. I don't know. I just feel like that.
I was like, am I
that's really
something?
Nitpicking. And
I know, but I just kind of felt
from the two filmmakers here.
Yeah.
No,
I was just saying, I wish I could see it better.
Yeah,
because I hate when I don't
agree.
Understand what I'm looking at, and it's just makes it a little difficult. But so they're out and they're wandering the woods, and eventually they stumble. What is it? Tyler falls down. This is kind of, what is it? Like,
I don't know.
It's like not a hole, like a trench sort of. Like he falls down though, this little hill, face down in a puddle, and it's a puddle of blood. And he looks to the side and there's a skull, a human skull, and he sees more bones and everything, dead animals,
it's just
bones.
It's like a boneyard, yeah.
Yeah. So okay, this is obviously the Bigfoot's dining room. And he finds his camping bag.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna, maybe something from his fiance will be here. But they don't show anything yet. So, while they're standing up looking around, a rock comes flying
this huge
out.
Freaking boulder.
It hits Eli the Hunter. It hits him in the leg.
Yeah.
And as the guy grabs him, he's dragging him out, trying to get him to safety. And they show his leg, and the way the bone is broken. Now, I'm not a medical doctor.
Well, wait a second. Before you get to that.
Okay.
So he's dragging him out of there.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like 30 minutes has passed because they keep changing shots.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's snowing. It starts snowing, and there's snow all over the ground.
Well, first he's dragging him, and then he has him fireman carry over his shoulders.
Yeah, they
and
show
then he's dragging him again.
Yeah.
And it's different angles and a little bit different lighting, and it's snowing.
So it looks like
Well, again, this movie is probably shot on a budget.
Of course
so
it
I
was.
get that.
No,
but
of
they
course
make it seem like they were going for so long.
Yeah, the way it was edited was very weird.
And then they stop at the spot, and he looks at the leg, and he's like, oh, I gotta go back. And then it seemed like it wasn't that long.
No, it seemed like he was back in 30 seconds. And all of a sudden, there's no snow anywhere.
Yeah.
And, oh, that's right, the Eli guy tells him, no, you better get back quick, that weather's moving in.
Yeah.
We already saw the weather move in. We saw you getting snowed on. We saw you getting dragged through snow. We saw snows everywhere.
Yeah.
It wasn't much, but it was, maybe half inch of snow. It was enough to cover everything around.
Yeah, that's
so it's just kind of strange. And then he goes back to the site.
But before he goes back, he looks at the leg, and the way the bone is broken, it's the bone sticking out of the leg. But if the rock smashed it from facing coming his way, and it smashed it, wouldn't it break the bone back because the force is pushing it back, not outward towards the front? I get it's a visual effect. His leg's really broken. It's super broken. Yeah. But it's just something.
He just got a big boulder tossed in his leg by Bigfoot.
Yeah.
In the movie, and we're analyzing how the bone.
I know. These are the things I think about.
This is isolation for you.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
He goes back to the campsite. What does he find at the campsite?
Well, first he gets the backpack, and as he's going to find this, you said, I bet you he finds his fiance's ring. Like, and not even 2 seconds later, he looks down at the ground. And as you were saying it, I'm thinking, and I'm like, praying to find his fiance's ring or something. Sure enough, there it is. He finds it, boom, picks it up, and all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, my baby, Baba. You're obviously upset that you've lost your fiance. We understand.
We get it. You failed. You let her down. She's dead. It's done and over with.
Wow, that's how it's gonna be. No
Just saying. But then, what happens?
He takes off running back.
No. Why? Who's behind him?
Oh yeah, Bigfoot's right.
And he doesn't shoot him.
And he doesn't shoot him.
He's what, like 7 feet away from him?
If that. He's like, shows up right behind him.
Barely quarantined, like social distancing amount away. He's right there. He is right there. And you don't shoot him?
Yeah, so that was a little...
Like why would you...
What's going on?
Dude, it's right there. Shoot it.
Yeah.
It's right there. You can shoot it. And he just runs. And then he gets his ass kicked. By Bigfoot.
Yeah, they're having a...
That's what you get for not shooting him when you had a chance.
They have a little bit of a scuffle. But he gets away, and he gets back to... What's his name again?
Eli.
Oliver?
Oliver? Oh, God.
What is wrong with me today? Wow. So he gets back to Eli, and... Oliver. I'm going to call him Oliver. So he gets back to Oliver, and fixes his leg up, that's the other part that makes no sense. He gets beat up by Bigfoot, manages to run away, doesn't shoot him for whatever reason, gets back to Oliver, but he gets back to him in like 3 minutes, if that, like not even.
Well, it seemed rather quick.
It seemed fat, and again, no snow now, there's no snow, nothing. He manages to fix him up, never once said anything about the encounter with the Bigfoot, nothing's mentioned. Yeah. And then what?
Now I'm gonna call him Oliver. Thanks.
Yes.
He fixes Eli's leg. He cleans with some alcohol, wraps a bandana and a branch around it.
Yeah.
And now he can limp around, I guess. And they go off, and you're thinking, okay, they're gonna leave. They're gonna head to safety. They're gonna get to civilization.
Wouldn't you?
Get the hell out of Dodge, right?
Yeah, you would
No.
think.
Now they're somewhere else, and there's like a lake or a river or something. No, it's like a river or something.
Yeah.
And they're on like this rocky shoreline. And they're camping there for days.
Yeah.
They're starving. The dude's trying to catch fish with like tree bark and string. He's obviously hungry. Why are they not leaving? I was so confused. But then we get to the part where Eli says that they're going to have to, obviously they've looked, there's no way to get back anywhere other than trotting through Bigfoot's territory again. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense now, but maybe you should have said that a little earlier.
Maybe tried getting back a little sooner. I don't know.
But he never tries to leave.
No. So okay.
Eli takes off. He knows that I'm dead, no matter what.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna take this guy down with me. So he just goes off. Tyler wakes up. Eli's gone. He follows the trail of blood. Because it's snowing again? He gets into the woods and there's snow. But I don't remember seeing snow on the shoreline. Maybe it only snows in certain parts of the woods.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know if that's something we're supposed to be paying attention to or not. To me, it just made it look like there was a lot of continuity errors with the editing. But.
So, Tyler follows the trail, and he falls down the fucking hill in Bigfoot's dining room again. He trips and he falls on his face, and what does he see? Because he heard screaming. He heard Eli screaming. Yes. So he's running, and he trips again, falls face down in Bigfoot's dining room. Bigfoot is eating his friend. And the dude has the gun in his hand, and he doesn't do anything. He's just like, and Bigfoot spots him. Why would you not shoot him? Here's another opportunity. And you get up and you run. And then you get your ass kicked even more.
Yeah, so he doesn't shoot him again. And now they get into like this knockdown drag out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what is going on with this
like,
movie?
And why is Bigfoot not, maybe because he's kind of full from feasting on Eli? I don't know.
Maybe.
But it's like he's just kind of messing with him.
Yeah, you kind of get that sense.
Maybe he's like a cat. He wants to play with his food.
He's just messing with this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
One of the things I forgot to mention was when he found his fiance's ring. I thought it'd be really funny if he found it in like Bigfoot scat.
Oh, jeez.
But it wasn't. It was just in the ground.
Yeah, it was just in the ground.
But that was something I thought, like, I wonder.
Now, I got... So this is how bad this was. This whole thing was. And how just removed from the story I was. I started picking apart the damn fight scenes. I've never once watched...
No, but that was at the last fight scene.
Okay.
So let's get there.
All right, let's get there.
So he gets beat up by Bigfoot again, and he goes back to the shoreline. He gets like his arm clawed, and he stitches himself up.
Yeah.
And he takes a branch and ties his knife, duct tapes his knife to it, takes a flare, duct tapes that to another branch, and did he load his gun? I think. He loaded his gun and he heads out. So he heads out and he makes his way back to Eli's campground. And what does he find? Eli's vehicle. Now, I would think, okay, he's going to get in the car and drive and be like, yo, I found Bigfoot. I found his dining room. He's eating people. Let's go get him. No, that's not what happened. Instead, he sets up this, like, rigged booby trap for Bigfoot with gasoline, doing something, and has, like, all these lights set up, and then it's nighttime, and he starts honking the horn in the car. The other weird thing is he didn't have the car keys. And he got the car turned on.
Maybe he hotwired it.
Maybe. But yeah, because he was using the battery. And then I'm thinking, like...
shown, so we don't know.
Then I'm thinking, like, okay, is the battery going to die at some point? Like, how long is this battery going to last? But it lasted. And he's honking the horn, and then he puts, like, something to hold the horn down between the seat and the horn so it's going. So they just show him waiting in the dark, waiting, and then Bigfoot shows up. And Bigfoot's behind him, and there's a tarp, and he turns around and stabs him. Now Bigfoot's pissed. And they fight. Go on.
Oh, yeah, well, this is where I said I was just kind of picking apart this fight scene. That's how bored with this movie I was. That's how removed from the story I was. The pro wrestler in me started being like, okay, you know what would make this a little more believable? And I'm just picking apart the damn fight scene. It's ridiculous. This guy's throwing punches at Bigfoot. Bigfoot's blocking.
And I thought the same thing.
What's
I'm
going
like, why
on?
is Bigfoot
Why is Bigfoot blocking?
Like, does Bigfoot take MMA classes?
Is Bigfoot like a trained boxer or something?
Yeah.
What's going on here? So yeah, I just I don't know. I don't really have much more to add to this.
So he ends up blowing up Bigfoot, and Bigfoot goes running off on fire.
Yeah, that's right. No, he shot him again.
Okay, he shot him. Why wouldn't you shoot him more? You have plenty of bullets. And the other thing that was weird, a gun went missing because he had a rifle, and Eli had, was it a rifle or a shotgun?
I think he had. Well, yeah, I think he had something. He had something. He had something.
So they had rifles, and Tyler also had.
He had his 6-shooter. He had his revolver.
Had his revolver. So when Eli left, he has one rifle that he's using as a crutch to walk.
Mm-hmm.
But then where'd the other gun go?
I don't know. Guy never got his water. He probably left his gun somewhere too. He's probably like, whatever, I need this. I don't know.
Irresponsible gun owners. Leaving them out for some Bigfoot to find.
Yeah.
But so he blows up Bigfoot.
So he shoots the propane tank.
Because he had like gasoline everywhere, So
yeah, and so he shoots that and whatever.
He lights the flare and
sets Bigfoot on fire. So, and in the process catches himself on fire, which was also entertaining.
And there's snow on the ground, and he's like trying to pat it out, and just like, dude, there's snow. Just put your arm in the snow.
Stop, drop, and roll, man, or something.
Yeah.
Jeez. But instead, he takes his coat off, and I presume lets it burn. Because you don't need your coat, you don't need all the guns, you don't need your water canteen, you don't need any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You're a
Those are
special
for schmuck civilians.
ranger guy. You don't need
He's-
that.
yeah,
Yeah, so anyway, you see Bigfoot take off in flames, just running into the dark wilderness, just, on fire. So, yeah, and then just from there, he wakes up and he's in a hospital.
No. From there, you see some dude driving down a mountain road, and he stumbles out of the woods and collapses on the road, so the guy pulls over.
All right.
And they show in slow motion the guy like, "Are you okay?"
Yes, fantastic.
And then he wakes
That's a
up
good
in the hospital.
recreation. That was very well done.
It's funny.
That was very well done.
And so then
Bravo.
he wakes up in the hospital, and there's this weird girl who's in scrubs, and she's not talking like a nurse. It was so I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
it was straight
I'm
away,
thinking
you're
the
like,
private
what's going on
property
here?
that they're on, like the company. I'm like,
Yeah, that's
it's
what I
gotta
thought
be
too.
like their headquarters, and he's there.
Yes.
But it's not.
Well, I don't think we mentioned that Oliver, that guy, told our hero that they are on private property from whatever corporation. I don't know the name.
I keep
There's
wanting
a
to call it
corporation.
xylitol, but it's not.
It's not that.
It's not.
But it's he explains that the reason he's up there hunting on private property is because nobody else goes up there. So he goes up.
And he's been doing it since he was a
He's been doing
kid.
it since he was a kid, and it's not hunting season, but he just bags him and tags him wherever he can and whatever. And he says that the entire time that he's been hunting there, he's never once seen another human being.
Until now.
Until now, when he finds our hero, what's his name again? Tyler, thank you. So that's what I assume too when he wakes up in the hospital, or what we think is a hospital, is that it's this corporation's like medical facility or something.
Did you feel like it was a really small hospital bed he was laying into?
Yeah, it seemed. I guess so. I mean, yeah, it just seemed.
It's like he took up the whole bed.
Well, this guy looked like he was kind of a big guy.
Jacked,
He looked
but
like a big guy.
but
Yeah.
still.
Well, what do you
Looked
want?
like a really small bed, and I thought, wow, that's
Okay.
kind of crappy hospital
Maybe he's just a
bed.
really big dude,
Maybe.
and he's in a standard sized bed. Who knows?
Maybe.
But yeah.
So who comes out?
So this nurse, we think is a nurse, is talking to him, and yeah, like you said, the way she was talking, you could tell right away, like, okay, this obviously isn't like a nurse in a hospital.
Yeah.
And that's when we start thinking, oh, it's probably this corporation. And she says, I have somebody that really wants to talk to you about your experience or something. And it's just like, what? And so, cut to, I can't remember, did it cut to him or did he start talking and then it cut to him? I can't remember how.
No, it cut to him, and he was kind of like back against the
He was
line.
in the
He
shadows.
was in the
at first.
shadows.
You couldn't see
yeah.
who he was, and he starts talking.
And he like wheels out.
And he says to him, so you shot it?
No, he's like,
Or-
did you kill it or something? He's like,
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Did
Did
you
you
kill
kill it? And Tyler says, well, I stabbed it, I shot it, and I set him on fire.
he's like, so you just pissed him off.
Yeah. So you just pissed him off. And then he wheels out of the shadows, and it's Lance Henriksen. Yay. Who's in like every movie ever made. It seems like he's in.
Good for
He's got
him.
like a small role in every
That's
movie.
awesome.
Oh, it is. It's great. But yeah, so he's there, and he essentially tells him that what did he? How did he say it? Like we know about it, or
Like they
it
hunt
was
monsters.
weird.
He was like,
That's
he
what it
did
was,
this
thank
weird
you.
thing about like ever out in a dark alley, going to your car, and you get that feeling, that cold chill down your spine. Somebody is behind you, and then he's like, or when you're a kid, and your closet door is open at night, and you know that deep down there's a monster, and something like that.
He delivered it really well.
He did, but-
I mean, it's Lance Henriksen. He is who he is.
But basically, like they're monster hunters or something.
Yeah, so that's, I guess, what the corporation or the private property is. It must be this group that
Possibly.
I mean, that's the assumption it's the assumption I made with all the information that was given to me,
Yeah.
because I don't know anything about
But
this
then it
company. It's
says
never
that
said.
they'll be back. And what's the movie, like Monsters?
The Monster Chronicles, I
Yeah, the
think?
Monster Chronicles.
So I guess there's going to be a sequel with Tyler and Lance Henriksen's
And then that
character.
was really disappointing because I'm like, well, god damn it, now I want to watch that. And I was like, for as awful as this movie was, I kind of liked it. Even though it wasn't good, I still liked it.
It wasn't
was weird, and I
good
want to watch more.
at all. But
But I
when
wanna
they
watch
said
more.
that the characters were going to be back, I was like, strangely enough, I felt the same way. Like, oh, all right, well, let's watch this movie, but it's not out yet.
It's still in production.
I think it's in pre-production right now, so they haven't even filmed it yet.
Okay, so who wrote it? Justin Lee. Let's go, chop. Let's
Justin
get that
Lee,
movie going. Okay, we want to watch
Quarantine
it.
or not, coronavirus.
We don't care. We want to watch
pandemic,
it.
We don't care.
Yeah.
Make the sequel already for crying out loud. Yeah. So the Monster Chronicles, I guess.
And now I really want to watch it.
I see. That's the weird
I was
thing.
like, I want to watch Monster Hunters.
Once Lance Henriksen showed up, and he like kind of gave this backstory to this thing, I was like, oh, all right, this might be kind of cool. Even though I just watched a piss poor movie.
I don't care.
I want to see the sequel.
I want more, damn it.
How does that make any sense? It really doesn't.
It had to have been good.
I don't know. I don't know if I
We're shitting on it, but
I don't know if I could say it was good.
I think it was good.
But the finish got my interest.
Yeah.
So I guess if I'm using pro wrestling terminology and logic, if the finish was good and the match was good,
Got you hooked. Leave you wanting more.
I did want to see where this ended up going. I did.
I am curious, like poor little Bigfoot, or poor big
Oh, for
Bigfoot
crying out loud!
with his burns.
Jeez. Well, he didn't die. He just was pissed off now.
Well, that's the thing. He's why wouldn't you shoot him again? Why would you not shoot him?
I don't know. I wasn't counting the bullets that he had with him in his revolver. I mean, I know they showed us several times. They made a point to show us several times that he had 6 bullets in that revolver because he kept checking it. So he had 6 bullets. If we're counting, he fired 2 at the beginning when his truck was getting destroyed.
He had more because he gave more to Eli. So
That's right.
He had a belt with bullets on. So yeah,
that's true. So he had plenty of ammo. So there's no excuse. He should have shot him more than once. Damn it! Crying out loud. So yeah. Anyway,
I would recommend this movie.
When he gives it a recommend, I'll say just because the finish got me wanting to see the sequel, even though it's not out or filmed yet, I'll give it a thumbs in the middle.
I'm excited for the sequel.
In the middle. Just in the middle. But only slightly in the middle, more so angling down.
I'll give it a thumbs up.
He's going all the way up. I'm going, thumbs in the middle, slightly down. But don't expect...
Ooh, and I want to share one of my thoughts that I had too. I mentioned to you when we were watching it. They're showing, was it at nighttime when they were fighting? But there's a part where...
Yes, it was night.
Okay, Tyler and...
Talking about the end of the...
Where I have my thought.
Okay.
So I was thinking, like, what a twist it would be if it was like a werewolf Bigfoot. So there was a Bigfoot out there, and if it, like, scratched you or bit you, you turned into a Bigfoot, too. And the Bigfoot, the were-Bigfoot that he was fighting was really his fiancée. And then he got scratched by it, or clawed by it, so now he's gonna turn into one.
Yes, that was your thought.
That was my thought. It didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
Mm-mm.
That's not.
But it would have been a good twist.
It would have been interesting, I guess. Maybe.
We can write a movie like that.
Sure.
Werefoot, Bigfoot.
Big where?
We'll work on that.
Big Wolf? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, again, check it out if you really want to. The movie's called Big Legend.
Mm-hmm.
The sequel is not out yet, so don't get your hopes up. But yeah, that's what we watched. So obviously I'm not as amped up as I was during our Teen Wolf movie review, because this movie just didn't really excite me all that much until the finish. The finish made me curious.
I got really excited by the finish because I was like, yeah, I want to watch this.
The cliffhanger. More movies should end like that, especially if they're planning on doing a sequel or another installment in the franchise.
What I'm worried about
should end with cliffhangers more
is that
often.
they don't make it, because then I'll be upset.
Well, that's always a possibility. I guess that you do run into that problem.
Can't leave us hanging like that.
But I mean, well, they did that with like Back to the Future. Remember when Back to the Future first came? Well, I don't know if you saw when it first came out or not, but it ended with it to be continued. So everybody's like, well, when's Back to the Future 2 coming out? And it took, what, 7 years?
But they did it.
6 years, 7 years, something like that.
I will wait 6 years for the sequel.
I don't think I'm going to remember this movie in 6 years, but...
I will. Steel Trap.
Yeah, you probably will. But, yeah, I don't know, I kind of feel like that's missing a lot nowadays. the cliffhanger.
But you got to come through on it.
But you got, of course, yeah, obviously. And I mean, like stuff like the Marvel movies, obviously, you knew going in those
Yeah,
were
this
going to
was
be
all
part of a
planned
big cinematic universe and everything. But yeah, I'm a big fan of movies that end in cliffhangers. I guess maybe that's why I'm so enthralled by
It was the way
this
they
movie.
did it, though. It was really cool.
Yeah.
So watch it just for the ending. But don't fast forward to the end. You have to watch the whole
Yeah,
entire thing. It's only an hour and a half.
If we had to watch it,
You do too.
have to watch it. So more movies should end with cliffhangers, I think. That's just how I feel.
Let's end this on a cliffhanger. To be continued. Another bonus episode.
And what's that going to be about?
I have no idea.
All right. Just making this up as we go.
Why not?
Yeah, right. Why not? So, yeah, check it out and let us know what you think if you do watch Big Legend. Like I said, I don't know where else you can find it. We found it on Vudu for free. So if you're just sitting around looking for something to watch, and give us one a shot. Why not? I mean, there's a million things you can watch, literally.
We overanalyzed a lot of it, but
Yeah,
I think if
but
you
that's
put
what we
that
do.
aside, you can really enjoy it.
Yeah, all right, I suppose. But
I'm trying to be positive with it.
all right, hey.
Because for as much of all the negative we said about it, I still enjoyed it. We're talking about it here. If it was really that bad, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Fair enough.
We'd be like, let's just forget this ever happened.
Fair
But
enough.
we're not doing that.
Fair enough. All right. Well, check it out, and if you do, let us know what you think about it. Reach out to us on our Twitter,
At Homewrecker Pod,
our Instagram,
Homewrecker Podcast,
or our website.
and forum, homewreckerpodcast.com.
Yeah, absolutely. Check it. Reach out to us there, and check out this movie. Let us know what you think. But until next time, which will be probably really soon.
In a few more days, probably.
Maybe less. We don't know. We just kind of wing it.
That's right.
I am.
Wait until we make it, baby.
Yeah, fake. There you go. I am the Golden Greek Alex Arian. I've been joined as always by the beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, amazing trophy wife, Monique.
And you've been listening to the Homewrecker Podcast.